to restart my internet, so I don't know. I know that the solar flares, when they happen, which apparently we had a big one not that many days ago. Actually, I was hoping to see the northern lights, but we got cloud cover last night, so it didn't happen. But it messes with my internet, so hopefully we got that all fixed now. Hey, Georgina, how's it going? So anyway, what we're wanting to work on today is we made these earrings yesterday. Ta-da. They're pretty. Turned out really cute. And so we have these earrings, and then we started with making a pendant to match from our BBB Valentine boxes. So there's the pendant. And I've been trying to decide. You're still breathing, but you're coughing a lot, Georgina. I'm sorry to hear that. So we're trying to, there we go. We're going to try and we're going to make a necklace to match our earrings here. And have been trying to decide if I'm going to put the strawberry quartz piece up here for our pendant. And I think I am going to. And then we're going to put a big loop at the top rather than a tiny one so that it'll swing over that chain, since we're going to use our heart chain. And get a hunk of that out. Oop, this one has a knot in it. We're going to have to get that out of it. Goodness gracious, this is a long hunk of chain. And we'll need some of the beads. So we got to get some of our beads out. But what I want to do is we're just going to make the pendant for the top. And we're going to put the top of the pendant on. And then we're going to decide what we're going to use as far as some more beads are concerned in here to make our to bring our necklace, put in our necklace. So I'll probably we're going to get more than what we used in here. And I was debating taking some of the other little charm pieces and hanging them from the chain, but since each one has still got has got the two charms and its main piece, I'm not thinking I'm going to do that after all. But I am going to need more than I've got, right? More of the beads out, but we'll see what we decide to use. I'm going to get some of this chain. Get this knot out of the chain is what I want to do first. Hey, Beth, how's it going, sweetie? And oh, come on, behave. Get this knot out of here. Well, I could start with the other end and not worry about this knot right now, but I'm not real thrilled with having a knot in my chain. Whoop! It's running away from home. I'm not appreciative of chain. I noticed that Lauren had got some more Coriana chain, she said in this last preview. I got to check that out. I may need to put in a little order because I do like the Coriana chain a lot. And even though I ordered some from Amazon, it's a smaller diameter. Yeah, in a minute. I'm just trying to get a knot out of my chain. So I'm not really doing anything other than trying to get a knot out of my chain. So, but we'll turn down. There's the earrings we made yesterday. and the pendant. And I am going to put this piece up at the top of our pendant, but we're going to make a really good size loop so it can slide over the chain. So, and then I'm going to break the chain in a few places to, boy, these little hearts hold their knots really well. I could just work from the opposite end and not worry about this knot right now, but which may be what I do, so we aren't taking forever trying to get this knot out of here. But there. Okay, come on. You started out. Let's go. There we go. Nothing like a knot in your chain. Dorothy's working on her hair. She's redoing it. So to do this little piece up here at the top, we need, well, we're going to need these pins anyway, so we might as well just keep them down here. So we're going to now we need to make a good sized loop, not just a regular. We want a pretty darn good sized one because it's got to go over this chain. So I'm thinking we're going to use this bigger one right here. Oop, no sliding sideways. Did I say you could slide sideways? I did not. So since I'm not using a regular bell, I do want to have my loop big enough to slide over my chain. And since this chain has got, well, interesting, so to speak, links, and that just slid, and I do not appreciate that. We want it big enough to go over the top of the chain. What are you doing here, Links? wrap is trying to go over the top of the ones above it, and one of them has slid down, so it's becoming sort of a problem here. But we are not going to let it win, so that's all right. I see there's some more comments coming in. I'll check them in just a second here. There we go. I want to straighten this baby up some. Okay. So let's make sure this is big enough for our chain to go through. It should be. It is. Good, good, good. So there's our pendant. We could just leave it on the chain just as is, but I like a little extra pretties, so to speak, when I'm. So I'll probably break the chain in a few places, and we'll put some other things in the middle. You liked because it's free. Thank you. Hey, Dawn. Thank you, Jan. Like I said, these are the earrings we made yesterday, for those of you who didn't see. And then we started this pendant. I did decide to put the strawberry quartz on here so that it would look the same as the earrings. And I see this has a bit of a bobble right here. See if I can fix that. I'm not real happy with this wrap up here at the top. But then I'm a picky wrapper, so anybody who knows me well knows that. So okay, there we go. Now, what I'm thinking for our breaks, I was just, what are you doing here? There we go. Thinking we'd go up a few and then we'd put one of the other colored beads in here, be it the one or the other. If we go by the color of our stone here, we would start with some rose quartz and then some amazonite and then strawberry quartz. And maybe that would be all we want. But I'm thinking, I don't have any rose quartz out here because I didn't ever unstring any yesterday. So here's the string of rose quartz. But I'm also thinking that I might want to take some of the little beads and do a 3-strand piece when we do them up. So maybe what we'll do is the rose quartz with the amazonite, and then an amazonite with, say, the strawberry quartz, since that would be the next up. But do we want the strawberry quartz and rose quartz beside each other? I'm not sure, but I'll get them all out just in case we decide to go that route. Probably need a few more of these little guys, which I've got spreading all over the place there. These, I don't remember. Just a second. Let me go get the package. I don't think it has a color wrote on it. This is the package for them. And it's really color changing. It does have a part number here. I got these at Walmart. These are no glues, which are cool. It's got like a little glue tab on it, and you just pull off this little tab and then stick it directly on your fingernail. It works really good. I really like them. Oh, it says they're made in Vietnam. How intriguing. So it says they're super slim, which is nice, but that's why I managed to damage this one to my thumbnail. It's got a little crease that I creased it right there. So it says there's 30 nails in here. But that's the tab. Thank you, Dawn. They're really interesting because they change colors depending on which angle you've got them turned. See, they've got this really pretty red, but as you can see, this one over here almost looks green, and then sometimes they look sort of brown. They're pretty interesting. I like them. I think they look really trippy, but I'm still wondering how well they're going to work when I do more wire work, if they're going to work at all, because like I said, I did manage to damage this one. So you did snap a couple of pictures. That's probably the best way to handle it. Yeah, to show them. So I think what we're going to do first, I forgot I wanted to pull the stag off these bags and save them, is we're going to sort of put this aside. We've got this the way we want it. Put these guys aside too. Then I'm going to get my looper out, and we're going to make like 6 different sets of beads here. And I'm specifically going to use simple loops so that I can open them and just put them right on the chain. Because let's face it, putting jump rings on these are not going to look right. And we're going to have to sacrifice a little heart every time we cut it anyway, because I'm pretty sure this is a welded chain. I don't see any openings on it. Well, there's an opening. It might. We'll have to check. But what I'm thinking is this first one I want to have be the rose quartz, since the rose quartz is down here at the bottom. So we'll have to cut this open. But I'm also thinking I want the little tiny amazonite with the rose quartz. So we'll have to cut this one too. What the heck is that in here? Is that a knot in my string? Looks like a piece of paper on it. Must have been a old tag or something from the original company they came from. So what I'm thinking I want to do is take one of the little amazonite, then one of these teensy weensy bead caps. Oops. I think I got that backwards. I did. The rose quartz. Bead cap. Come on. It's the biggest problem with nails. And I got shorter nails when I got these fake ones because I didn't want to have that problem of having my beads go underneath my nails. And there's the amazonite. So that's what I'm thinking of for the first break spot. And so, of course, we'll need 2 of those, one for either side. Come here. Oh, you thought they were yellow and black? Yeah, it changes colors with the whichever direction they're going. I really liked this maroon color that is now you can't see it as maroon. Let's see if I can get it there. See, that's the maroon color. Then you move and see it's more of a yellowy color, yellowy green color. And then if you turn a certain way, they turn. Now see, it looks the maroon color here, but when I'm looking down at it, it looks the green color. I think it's my angle compared to the camera's angle. But then I turn it sometimes and it looks sort of brown. They call that cat's eye. Oh, sorry, you have to go, Jan. See you later. So it's they're sort of interesting. So these are the first two. I'm turned the same way. Don't pop over the top, little bead. Come on. I got three different bundles, Cindy. I got the rose quartz, the Amazonite, and the strawberry quartz. So each one had one of the toggles. So I had three because of having three bundles. So there's our first two, which will go towards the bottom of the chain in here. And then we have to decide for our next one. I'm thinking the next one will get the little strawberry quartz and the amazonite in the middle. I'm gonna have to be separating beads lately. I'm gonna have them all over the place here, but that's all right. So I'm thinking we'll go with the little strawberry quartz for this next one. Well, if I can find its hole. Come on. So I have used the rose quartz pendant and charms in this earrings and necklace. So I still have both of the focals and the charms in both the amazonite and the strawberry quartz. So we can definitely do something more with this bunch of stuff. Come on, you. Oh wow. So yeah, they change color. So my nails. So you can hardly see what color, the colors, you can't really define it as one color. When I saw them in the package when I purchased it, they were going straight up. So they looked like, like this, the more maroon color. Um, but and like I say, when you turn a certain way, they look sort of like a topaz brown, the bead color topaz. We all know about bead color topaz, right? Hey, Heather. Oh, well, that's all right if you fell asleep. Oh, you overdid it yesterday? Um, you didn't miss Dorothy. She didn't come on today. She's working on her hair. So you don't have to worry. I think you said something about you got the dark iridescent or something like that to me the other day. So that might be the one you're thinking of that you got, the other one you got. I wanted the amethyst. When I went back to get the amethyst, they didn't have any left. So I got the rose quartz instead because that was the only one left at the time. I decided I'm going to go back and get another one. And so that was the only one left at that time. So I know the Amazonite sold out first, then the strawberry quartz, then the lapis, then the amethyst, and then the rose quartz. So now we've got our second layer. Is going to be these. What I did the first layer once, I obviously have them pushed up in here somewhere. Oh, they're over here. Blind as a bat, Rose. They're right in front of your nose. So we'll get our looper back out and loop these two up. Boy, that one bent a little. That's all right because it needed to bend anyway, but a little bit more than normal. I'm still going to have two more of these to do, but I figured I might as well since I was fixing that one since it was crooked. These always stay open just a little bit, it seems, and so I always take out my round nose pliers and have to settle them back down, so to speak. So now we want to go with our rose quartz as our, not the rose quartz, the strawberry quartz as our next one. But then, do we want the little rose quartz in there with the strawberry quartz? Or are we going to just want to put some more Amazonite with the strawberry quartz just to bring, because there's blue in every other little section. Do we want to do that? I'm not sure. So I'm trying to decide whether, boy, this wire's bent. No, it's not. Whether I want to, as I say, go with just keep the Amazonite with it, or if I want to just go with the and open up the rose quartz and use it. Let's pull. So there's a loose one. Like here. Or I haven't opened this one up yet, but this is the rose quartz. My husband, if folks were here yesterday, heard him come home at one point in time, probably. And it's because he had a doctor's appointment. If you'll recall, he had shoulder surgery real close to when I had my original knee surgery. And so it wasn't healing right. He he just kept having problems with it. So he went. The surgeon wanted him to have a MRI and then come back and talk to her. Well, that was the appointment yesterday to come back and talk to her, and it turns out that not only did it not heal right, it broke a couple of the stitches. And the MRI, it was showing the stitches just hanging there, and then the place that he had fixed was torn up again. So it was like, ugh. So he has to have surgery again. His surgery is a couple weeks before mine. So, well, so that was sort of like, well, crap. That's not good. But so here's what it would look like with the rose quartz, and here's the Amazonite. So it's going to go rose quartz and Amazonite, Amazonite and strawberry quartz. You know, I was leaning towards this one till I put this one in here, and then it becomes too much the same. So I'm thinking we are going to go this way. So we'll dump these guys back off of here. Okay. Now we're going to go up the sides like this. And quite frankly, I haven't decided on a length for this necklace. And if you'll recall, anything you put in the middle is going to add to the length. So we sort of need to decide. Thinking I may just cut 18 inches of chain, and then wherever it lands with putting the extras in is where it's going to go. So you didn't get any of these or the companion bundle? I've got the companion bundle, and I got 3 of these. And the companion bundle is supposed to come, well, it got shipped. I'm not sure when it's going to be here for sure. I think it said next Monday, which seems a little long, but you know, who knows. So we want to go 18 inches. So There's 9. There's 9, so we'll cut this heart. Actually, first I'm going to try, see if it will open. I don't think it will. I'm fairly positive it's welded. Yeah, it's welded. It's mangling rather than opening. So, cut this right here. Come on, keep sliding. Now we have to decide how far up we want to go before we put our pieces in. So let's see. This is the, no, that's the top piece. No, that's the middle piece. This is the bottom piece because it's the rose quartz and the amazonite. Then it's the amazonite and the strawberry, and then the strawberry and the rose quartz. So, hey, Gloria. You're making your own companion bundle from your stash? Well, that works. So now I'm thinking about, well, actually I want to keep these hearts about the same length when we start so that I don't cut and then have one way over where it shouldn't be at. So let's get these about even here. I suppose if I need to cut one off or something when we're ending it, we can do that. But so that's middle right there between those two hearts. So now we need to decide how many hearts we're going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be here. I think we go 7 maybe because that seems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put it right there. Yeah, I think that's better. At least, well, let's see. We put that there, and then we'll go up 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be right here. And then up here. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of poundage. So I think we're going to go up 7 to cut the hearts, but that's the way it goes. So then we're going to open our baby up here and slide a heart right through here. Close it up. And we got to make sure this is closed pretty well because these little hearts are thin metal, so you want to make sure it's closed so they don't just slide right off. Now we'll open the other side and put it on the other chain here. Close it up good and tight. Now we're all out of whack here because it slid through the chain, obviously, so it's not saying it's 7 anymore. So when we go to do the other side, we're going to have to count down the 7 and then up the 7 for this side. And I think we'll do that right now so we don't have to worry about having to do it once we get all the other sides in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, we're way out of whack still. It should be way up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we still are at 8. Yep. One more little heart to go. There we go. Now we want to do 7 on the other side. Oops, don't go through. This is where we're at. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cut this one right here. Now, if I were doing this with like beads that had to have a front and a back, I would not do it with this chain because it's going to not give you a, how do I want to put it? It's not going to give you a consistent side, so to speak, because usually with a, now you came off, you have to go back on because otherwise you won't go on over our beaded piece. Come on, stop. Go on. There we go. And the chain doesn't have a really consistent front back to it like a normal link one does. You know how the one link fits right into the other and then it lays sort of flat after you do it. This won't do that because the hearts are not a consistent, well, they are a consistent size, but they don't lay consistently down one way or the other. Come on. I know it's open enough. You're tiny. You'll go on fine. There we go. Now we want to go up 7 from these. Pink string to put on our next one, which is the one with the Amazonite in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cut right here. Yep. My box went out too? Oh, thank you, Heather. Oh my, you were sending out lots of boxes. Hi, Dawn. No problem. So we're just making a necklace to match the earrings we made yesterday. And I've got it on the heart chain. For those who were a little late, I did decide to put the strawberry quartz in here. I know that makes for a long pendant, but I wanted it to match the earrings as much as possible. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the chain and I'm splitting it and putting some little pretties in the chain. And I've made these so that they sort of match the pendant conformation, so to speak, because we started with rose quartz and Amazonite. The rose quartz is the big one with Amazonite on the second. Amazonite is second, so we did the Amazonite here and did the strawberry quartz on either side. Now we're going up to the strawberry quartz, but we're putting rose quartz on either side so that it has a nice consistent lay to it. So now we go up another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This should be the one we cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, the one in my thumbnail is the one we cut. Don't cut 2 rows, just 1. And I'm going to recount these to make sure I've got them right before I actually put the pressure down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So get this little bit of chain out of here. Now we're going to open up our rose quartz one here and put our chain on here. Close it up good and tight. Go. Open our other side. Put the chain back on. Now, if we decide it's too long and have to cut the chain off the sides, some of the sides, that's not a problem because then I'll put that chain aside and use it for some earrings or something. So there's where we're at. That's cool. That'll be fun to get. I'm going to go through my stash later and see what I can do to find Randy a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here by my thumb. Some beads for a unseen and unbothered box. I know I have some because I've been buying extra stuff lately to make for prize stuff for when I want to make my advent calendars for next year for whomever I decide to make them for. I know there's 3 people I always make them for. You never can tell. I may add a 4th. But that's not coming together really tight. We need to get that together. We'll get some beads or something out of there, some maybe, and some findings and such as that, so we can make Randy an unseen and unbothered box. For those of you who do not watch Randy, Thunder Horse Descendant, though I think all of us do here, she used to have her assistant, Shannon, used to make up packages for her with, like 4 or 5 different kinds of things in it. And then she had to make something on the fly from those boxes that were made for her. So, but she doesn't have, now that she's moved, she doesn't have an assistant anymore. So she doesn't have any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she doesn't have any unseen and unbothered things made. So I told her I'd make her an unseen and unbothered, at least 1, maybe 2. And so I'm going to think about doing that up. Okay, you are definitely too far open. There we go. So there's the basic of it right there, like that. Your own, come on, chain, get out from underneath my fingers here. So it'll look like so. Of course, you probably can't see it with all the beads below. So let's see how long it ended up being, and if I want to end up either put some more beads in, leave it as is, or cut a little chain off. So this is our middle point right here, and it was 18 when we first cut. Now it is it would be 20, about 21, almost 22. That's not a bad length. I'm going to see when I put the hardware on the back where it falls. Hold that. Where's my first bead piece? Oh, it's up high enough. I'm not going to worry about putting any more beads on. I think we are done, other than putting the clasp on. Very delicate, pretty little necklace. So now I have a mess to pick up here. So now what we need to do is decide on our clasp. I definitely am using Tinky Tots to put this together because, heck, let's face it, it doesn't need anything big with this delicate chain here. And I am debating if I can find where I put them now. That's silver and bronze. We don't want silver and bronze. Where'd you put the rest? Trying to see in my shelf here and see where I have the package of Old Faithfuls. I know I have a whole package of them back here somewhere that are gold and silver. Just gotta find where I've stuffed them at. Do you guys ever do that? Just stuff things wherever, and then you're going, where did I put that? I know it's right here, but where is it? Very strange. I wonder if I moved them. So I thought they were right here, but I'm not seeing them. No, you're the silver ones. I don't want the silver ones. I want the... Well, if we can't find them, we'll just use a little magnetic clasp. No, you can't fall. Stay there. So we'll just use a little magnetic clasp since I have the whole bottle right here. These are super strong little tiny magnetic clasps. I always tell people if they're going to use these, or if they're going to have these, they need to slide them sideways when you go to open them, not try to pull them apart. You'll just pull your jump ring open because the magnet is stronger than the jump ring when it comes right down to brass tacks. So One thing about using a magnetic clasp, you put your necklace down on the ground and you don't pull it, pull it one way or the other as you're laying it down. It will gather up into a little tiny knot because the magnetic clasp will gather your chain all up. I'll show you what I mean. Sit down. Oh, this chain must not be steel because it's not grabbing it. Ha! Cool. Well, in a way, that's nice. But these kind of clasps, you want to slide sideways rather than trying to pull them apart. So there we go. Our little necklace is finished. And there is the earrings that match it right here. So pretty little set. Now I do tell people I do price all of my pieces individually, and then I tell people if they want to buy the whole set, I will give them a slight discount. For a necklace earring set, I give 5%, and for necklace, earring, and bracelet, I give 10%. So Nika's in the 12 p.m. slot today. Oh, I do, but they're huge. They'd be way too big. The heart lobsters, yeah, they'd be way too big. Anyway, I think so. Yeah. Tomorrow we will be doing the on the wire off the hook show. Tomorrow we are going to do our team jewelry for various things. I do have one piece done for Bronco stuff, and I'm probably going to do a few more before we start tomorrow so you can see them, and then we'll make something later on as we go along. If there's anybody who would like us to show what you've made this week or anything you're really proud of, you can send us pictures and we will show those. How do I price things made from a bundle? Well, if I can find a similar price, I will use the pricing that I can find. Say if Beadbox Bargains has some of these in stock, I'll use that price. If they don't, well, then I find something relatively close and do a guesstimate. So we will be doing that tomorrow, the show about the team jewelry. Now, see, I could, if I had another heart connector, but I don't, I could make a bracelet to match these as well. I think that would be pretty. Though, of course, I wouldn't probably use any of these. It would just be the beads and maybe even the chain. With a decorative chain like this, I might want to just use a strand of chain or even 2 strands of chain with a bracelet and beading in the middle. A 3-strander with then beads in the middle. So let's see. So like, but of course with me there'd be various beads and spacers in there too. Yes and no, Gloria. With this little bundle, there was no individual pricing on anything. So I have no idea what the pricing for these were. The Valentine's bundles did not come with stickers on the packages. They just came like this. It said bag 27. I'm not sure which one of these colors it was, but they all had their own bag number, and then they had little packages of pieces in it in individual baggies in these. They did not have any individual pricing on them at all. So they didn't even have any, if I can recall right, they didn't even have any individual numbers or anything on the bags. So actually that would make a really pretty bracelet, wouldn't it? With just some chain and a beaded portion down the middle. We could do that. We have the time. Do we want to do that? I think I even have a 3-strand if I can. I was playing with things yesterday and would swear I saw a 3-strand bracelet bar even over here. Let's see. Ding. You want to show your companion bundle that you're making up? Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So we have this guy. Ta-da. And we could put 2 strands of chain going across here. Then we can get our beading wire and bead a strand of our beads up here with all of our variety of beads that we have to go through the middle. Now I couldn't cut this right now because I have to get the beaded strand done first, because as most of you know, your beaded strands are going to be different than the chain strand, because of when you put your beads in, they go in, when they wrap around, they change the length. So you're going to need to do your beaded strand first, then put your chain strands in so that you can have something consistent going. So let's sort of set these guys aside. Just put them over here on the side of my mat. And anything steel, my magnet's going to pick up. And that's fine. We'll get it straightened out later. And then we're going to make a pattern out of here. Now, when we did our original ones, we had our little rose, no, it was the little Amazonite and then a rose quartz. So let's, little Amazonite, rose quartz. Ta-da. Now we're going to need the little bead caps for around our rose quartz. So there's that weirdo, but it's really pretty. I don't know if they have anything like that though. It was in one of my bunches of caps. Uh-oh, I dropped it. Too tiny. Come here, tiny guy. And he's really tiny, but see, he's got holes and stuff around the edges. So he's really, really pretty little bead cap, but he's a weirdo. He's not the normal. So I'm thinking if we go like this, we're going to want, where did I put the squares? There they are. we'll put, come here, you guys. They're all amongst the strings here. And I have a winter hair on my mat here. So then the next thing was the strawberry quartz, the little strawberry quartz. Then the big amazonites with the cap on either side. Oh, that's 3. One of you go over here. Where's another big amazonite? Right there. Oops, you got 2 there. You're not supposed to have 2 of the bead caps right here. There we go. Strawberry quartz right here. Come here. Then it would be the rose quartz with the strawberry quartz in the middle. If I remember right. Yes. So the little rose quartz. Oh, we need our little cubes first. Little rose quartz. 2 spacers. Big strawberry quartz. There you are, way back there. Another little rose quartz. You have a Miss Rose. I think that's a rose quartz. Or is it a strawberry quartz? Ooh, boy, that could be a problem. Let's get them all mixed up, shall we? I think it's a strawberry. I think this is the rose quartz. Is this guy. Let's see, where's the end of the rose quartz strand? Right here. So we need 2 of the little rose quartz on this side. And 1 of this big strawberry quartz. 2 bead caps. The other one's under my nail. And then, of course, the little squares again. And then I think we're back to the amazonite that's in the middle here. So it looks sort of like this. And then, of course, we have our chain, going to have the chain on either side. With our slider clasp. So be looking sort of like that. This isn't long enough. It's only 6 inches. So oops, there goes my slider clasp on the floor. It has a magnet in it, so it grabbed. Oh, geez, Rose. Let's just drop everything, shall we? The slider clasp has a magnet, so it grabbed the ruler. There we go. Well, I don't see where my, yes, I do. It's right here. There we go. Come here, you. So I'm going to get some I think we're going to use our pink Softlex. It's probably way more than we need. I want at least 9 or 10 inches, though. I like to be able to have enough room to turn. So that's about right. I'm going to cut it off. I don't normally cut these off when I'm working. I usually work right on the strand, and I still could. In fact, I probably will. That way I don't have to worry about having tons of extra generally. But we want to start, I think, with our little square. I'm pretty sure 2 strands will go through that, so no problem. Then we're going to go with I can find the hole. There we go. We're going to go with the first one that is on our necklace, the first color scheme. So that is the Amazonite, the rose quartz, the small Amazonite, the big rose quartz, and then the small Amazonite again. Then we'll have this square. My Amazonite went all over the place, and I'm not sure if some of them aren't on the floor and some aren't mixed back in again, but that's all right. Then we have the little square. And then it's the strawberry quartz. And then the regular, the big Amazonite. Little square again. Oh, come on, where's your hole? There we go. Now we're to the rose quartz and then little guy and strawberry quartz big guy. You can see this strawberry quartz, the big, that's supposed to be 6, is actually a little smaller than the other 2 sizes, but that's all right. Oop, dropped it. Come here, you. So then we're going to just repeat this pattern until we get the length we want for our middle strand of our bracelet. I got these at Walmart. They're Color FX by Impress. They have no glue. They just have a little pull-off tab on the backside that you just peel off and then press them down on. So I wanted something relatively easy since I've never done them before, but um they're nice, but I sort of wonder how they're going to work when I start doing more detailed wire work, because I tend to use my thumbnails on wire work quite a bit, and I've already bent this one by playing, and that I just did by unplugging something and grabbing it weird. So there's our pattern. 1, 2, 3. Oops, nope, this is not right here. This was supposed to be instead of the rose quartz, it was supposed to be the amazonite. Come here. Where's my big amazonite? Oh, that's right, I dropped one on the floor. Here's one over here, though. Oh, come on. Where's your hole? There we go. Stubborn little bugger. Didn't stay on, turd. Now, I doubt if this is long enough, because I like my bracelets to be about 7 inches. That's the average length for most arms. It's not even 5 inches yet. It's a little over 4. So we're going to have to go down at least one more pattern. So we'll start with our amethyst here. Not amethyst, amazonite. Get it right, Rose. Now we want the strawberry quartz and the big amazonite, which I think there's a big amazonite right here. It's not very colorful, but it's all right. I think this is a rose quartz rather than a strawberry quartz. It looks too light. You turd, come back here. No, it might be a strawberry quartz because there is some lighter colored strawberry quartz here. And our rose quartz is more of a pinky color. It almost looks sort of matte. That's the strawberry quartz. Want a rose quartz. Where's the end of my strand? Strawberry. Rose has the light pink strands in it. No, this shorter strand doesn't. It has there they are, right there. There's my end. See, they're much paler colored. So now these are not very large beads, so this might not need too much more because we're at almost 6.5 after we get both of our crimps on the sides. Hey, Deb. Shell nuggets, huh? It's always cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to get my mandrel out here, and I'm going to pull it up. Come on, bead stopper, go on. So we know about where that we're ending here. And we're going to pull it up to here. And actually, we could use a few more beads, it looks like. Not a lot, but a few. So maybe we will get one of these sections here with the little Amazonite and the rose quartz in here. There's one more of those. Rose quartz. There's another bead cap, good. And one more little tiny blue Amazonite. There we go. And I even have some more squares up here, so that's good. Okay. So they're pretty. So put our mandrel down again, pull it up and around, and it says it's not quite 7, and that's fine because by the time we get our it on our them crimped and then get it put onto our magnet, it's going to be plenty. So we need some gold crimped hoops. Come on, I know I've got some right here. There they are. No, 2. Not just 1, 2. Not 3, 2. Oh, so where'd it go? It was under my nail. Oh, you got some pretty new beads, did you? Always nice to have new beads. Okay, I don't think this will go through the the little bead, but it will go through our spacer bead here. So let's see. No dice. So I didn't think it would. So we're gonna just pull it up here. We're gonna crimp this side. So put the tube right in the divot and squish, and then we'll turn it and squish it again. And it looks like I got more to the top than to the middle, so it's sort of wonked out some, but that's all right. You can just sort of fix it by just going around. Slide this guy up here and then get our clippers out because this won't go through the other bead. So we're going to slide our flush cutters all the way up this line till we get to that bead here and snap that off. Then let these guys go down over here. And we don't need any more wire than that, so I'll just cut it off right here. You always cut some extra because I don't like to try and trim this or turn it when it's so very tight. So then we're gonna get our crimp on right here. Go through here and then through our first little bead there. Pull it up. Now I want to make sure that we're good here. Not too tight, not too loose. Pull it just a little bit more so that we don't have a huge loop here. Push you up. Get our flush cutters out. Slide it right up to that bead. Cut that off. So now there's our middle part of our bracelet. So now what we're going to do is get our slider. And we're going to get a couple of little tiny jump rings. Actually, we'll need 6 total, so we might as well just get a bunch out here. And if you didn't want to go for a full-size bracelet, you could just put a wrap right now, you know, with the 3 strands. You don't need to put the chain on. It still matches up good. So there's that. So now we're going to take our jump rings and we're going to put it on the middle one of our slider clasp here. Okay, we'll do the other side. Come on, wire, come over here into the bottom so you're not making a pain in the rear here. Magnet, you're being a pain in the rear. There's a magnet in the bottom of this slider, and it keeps sliding over to my pliers, so I can't get in here good. There we go. So there is the base piece put in the middle. See how long we ended up getting it to be. Looks like just barely over 7, almost 7 1/4. So now we need to take this there's only 3 here. I would have swore I had 6. We're going to take up the chain, get the end, and we're going to hook it to one side. Okay. Now we're going to stretch this baby out all the way, bring our chain down so it's right here, and we can see where we need to cut our chain. We got a little, nope, that's our jump rings, so they're not in the way there. So we're right here. And as you can see, if you could see that, we're going to want to cut this heart right here because this one is going to be in a jump ring. So it's going to not actually come all the way down, need to come all the way down. So we're going to cut this one heart right here. And then we'll hook this side onto the chain here so that it is down this one side. Now you want to make sure your jump ring is closed all the way with this chain because it is a really delicate little thin little chain and it will try to escape otherwise. So there is the first chain on. Now we need to take the second chain, hook it on the other side over here, and then stretch it out so we get the proper length of the chain again. And then once we get done with that, hey Brandy, welcome in. We're just about done. We made some earrings. Yes, we opened up all my Valentine's bundles yesterday and then made a pair of earrings and started a pendant. Then we completed the pendant today, and now we're making a bracelet to match the earrings and the necklace. So now we're going to get this second piece of chain on here. Oop, come on, close up decently, because you do have that delicate chain on here. You don't want to be half open. So now we've got to hang our bracelet down. Okay. There's the one side on. So we're going to now pull the chain down here to this side. And we got to cut right. Come on, you. I think it's going to be this one right here. And we still have a teeny bit of length of chain from that one piece of chain that we started with. I need to get one more Tinky Tot out. I thought I had 6, but obviously I only had 5. And nope, that's an eye pin up there. Actually had a couple of extra eye pins out. Come on, you. Oh, what happened? They were delayed and they'll be here on Monday. I've had that a lot lately. Sorry, it was supposed to be here this day, but it's delayed and it's not going to be here till this day. I don't know if it's because of the weather or just post office stuff, you know. But yeah, Dorothy's had some interesting mailing stuff. Like when I mailed her my mug, it actually got to the distribution center that was really close to her house. And then instead of going to her house the next day, it turned around and went to Phoenix before it came back to her, which I thought was like, you got to be kidding me. There we go. So it's a delicate little bracelet with the beaded mill and then the chain down the sides. This one chain wants to go sideways here. Get over here where you belong. There we go. Upper chain, lower chain, where are you at? Up there with the upper chain. What are you doing up there? Come on, come down here. There we go. So there's our bracelet. And as you can see, the chains always look longer because they don't have the same diameters as the beads. But if you make the chain shorter, then they're in the way when you try to put it on. So there's our bracelet with its silly chains trying to go both ways. It's all right. Bracelet, extra stuff all over the place up here. Our pendant and necklace. Just sort of wrap it around here. So, oh, can't really see the pendant too much. Let's raise them up some here. So there's the pendant and the earrings are right here. Oh, come on, you. Behave right. So there's all 3 pieces to our set here. This bracelet's acting wonky. What are you doing? Okay, I know you're fine because I had you. There we go. So there's the bracelet. The bracelet's about a little teeny bit over 7 inches. It's about 7 and not quite 7 1/4 when I put it on the mandrel. See, not there's the 7 right there underneath it. So it's at about 7. It's between the 7 line and the 7 1/4 line. So oh my. About $250. I don't think it's worth that much. Maybe like 100, but I don't think it's worth 200. But it did turn out to be a pretty set. Like I said, when I price them, I'll price them all individually, all the pieces individually, and then I will give a discount. If you buy 2 pieces, then I'll give it a 5% discount. If you buy all 3 pieces, I'll give a 10% discount for purchasing all the pieces. So thank you. So I'm going to lift this up here and we're going to get gone because Dominique should be on in 15 minutes. For a second there, I thought it was going to wiggle on us. So anyway, the earrings, like I said, we made these yesterday. They're a nice length. Then we made the necklace today. We started the pendant yesterday. So there is our necklace with our nice long pendant. Matches our earrings pretty nicely. The pendant is pretty much the earring, except for instead of the charm, it's got the large focal on it. And then we have our little broken chain places where the beads go in. And then our bracelet has got the chain and then the beads, the little bead strands all bunched together instead of with something between. So that's our set. I think it turned out really pretty. And today is Thursday, so you still say $250. Okay. Today is Thursday, so we will be the members live is this afternoon, so I'll see the members at 1:30 Mountain Time. And if you're not a member, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And we will be doing the On the Wire Off the Hook show with Beth and Heather tomorrow. And then we will be doing team jewelry tomorrow. And like I say, if you have something that you really like that you made this week, by all means, send us a picture and we will show it tomorrow on our, that's the bead wrap up tomorrow. So, what is this Gloria's telling me? 45, 29, and 22. That sounds pretty reasonable. That might be what we use. But, so, if you wish to, like I say, if you wish to send us one of us pictures to any of the 3 of us, Beth Bellou, Heather Aston, or myself, Rosanna Bradford, then we will show them tomorrow on our bead wrap up for the week. So anyway, like I say, I'll see members at 1:30 today, and if not, we'll see you tomorrow at my normal time, 10 o'clock. We are probably going to go we'll probably go over pretty darn long, not my usual hour and a half, 2 hours, but we're going to run into Heather's 12 o'clock show if we decide we have enough things to talk about. So, where do we send the pics? Dorothy, you have me on Messenger, don't you? You can send them to me on Messenger, or you can send them to Heather on Messenger. Yeah, she can message any of us. So, anyway, we're going to be seeing you all tomorrow. Members later this afternoon, as long as YouTube doesn't change me to a draft again. Now, if it does change me to a draft today, I'm going to pay attention. If after 10 minutes I don't have anybody show up, I will restart the members live to this afternoon, because it's been doing funky things lately. So hopefully it won't continue that, but it does sometimes. So anyway, I will be going for right now. Like I said, Dominique's supposed to be on in 10 minutes. So we'll see everybody later. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. And for those I don't see, and for those I will see, I'll see you later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. Bye-bye.